when it comes to new angles.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of doing them. I'm so used to doing the free weighted stuff more.
Yeah.
I feel it does all the stabilize the muscles.
It does, yeah.
So when I come to machines,
yeah,
I don't want to get stuck to one plane of motion.
Yeah.
Even though I've built up enough muscle memory now
yeah,
to give myself the freedom to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's when you should do it. You should start doing machines after you've done the free weights.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great opinion.
To start with, because you want to build the stabilizer muscles. So for example, if you were to take a newbie on a bench press,
yeah,
I would rather have the guy for 6 months to a year start flat bench pressing with a free bar.
Yeah.
First, then move him over to Smith machines and stuff like that.
Yes, I suppose yes, as a beginner.
Yeah.
Yeah. With me, I tend not to work with complete beginners because of that reason. For me, my audience is more, you've been training a little while, you've hit a plateau, you don't know what to do next. That's when I take people on. But I get what you're saying. For complete beginners, yeah, I'd probably say do the basics. Start with the basics. And then once you've got the muscle to mind connection, then you can start doing machines.
I do feel when you're doing machines, you can hit fatigue for a bodybuilder more safely.
Oh, that's what
Whereas if you were to do barbell rows, to hit fatigue on barbell rows in a safe manner, week in, week out,
no, you're not
it can't be done. It's very dangerous.
Because you're using a lot of muscle groups, even just to support yourself, like
Exactly.
this, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's better for beginners, because you're tending to use more muscles and you're not isolating just one. Whereas when you become more advanced and now you're trying to sculpt the body, that's when you want to do machines more, because then you've built enough frame and then you want to start creating and the sculpting of all the detail of that muscle. But you're right, the beginners should stick with more of the free weight, the compounds, allow the joints and the supporting muscles to build in strength, and the ligaments to have
That's the other thing
a bit of strength.
The ligaments, the tendons, the bone structure, it's not developed if you start
to handle the heavy weight.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've probably gone through it yourself. When I first started training properly, when I say bodybuilding training, and started taking PEDs, my ligaments couldn't catch up. And you get these pains in your joints called tennis elbow and all these things, right? But your ligaments and your joints are throbbing because they're trying to catch up, but your muscle is growing at a more accelerated rate compared to your ligaments and joints. But once they slowly catch up, you no longer get that feeling. But if you're going through that at the minute, that's all it is. You haven't got any problems. You're just, your ligaments and your joints are not growing at the same rate.
The muscle can outgrow the joints and tendons faster.
Yeah.
There's something, there is PEDs for your muscles.
Yeah.
But for your joints and ligaments and tendons,
there's nothing that can do that.
Unfortunately, there's not, is there?
There's time.
You've got to put the work in.
Yeah.
You've got to put the work in.
And I went through that pain for the first 1 to 2 years of training with PEDs. So now my muscles are growing at a more accelerated rate and my ligaments cannot catch up. Yeah. So hence why, that's why it was happening. At the time I didn't understand it, but over time I recognized what it was and understood that. So if you're going through that at home, do not worry, you're not about to fall apart. It's part of it.
There is another thing as well. When you're training muscles fast, like when you take steroids, the body has to readjust for it to make room for this new growth. So that starts to shift your structure. It starts to shift the bone structure, and the tendons and ligaments start to get pushed against each other.
Like growing pains when you're a kid.
Exactly. So sometimes it's just that. And it just means that your body has to settle into that new body weight before everything's like, okay, we're ready to go again for that new push.
Yeah, of course.
Ready to injure yourself
it's
again.
It's catching up because the muscles have grown, but the ligaments are like, hold on, I need to catch up here. Eventually they do catch up, and then you stop getting that pain.
And there is things you can do to help it, like stretching.
Getting muscle therapy. I wish that I did. But what I used to do is sit there and just rub it myself.
Cold ice treatment, back in the days.
That helped. But there wasn't all the information and people like me around then. There was nobody. So it was just like, I had to suffer it and go through it myself. And that's why we can teach.
That's it.
Because we've been there.
Been there, done it. Got the t-shirt. So I always say this for longevity. That your first rep should look like your last rep. Clearly for you, that wasn't the case right there.
At the end?
What would you say?
I think the last rep was because I was coming close to failure. And I don't believe, I think to progress, the last 1 or 2 reps might be a bit out of whack. But that's how you're going to progress.
That's for you to progress. So remember, this isn't for everybody. This isn't for, I'm assuming you'd agree that if you were to train just for longevity, you wouldn't be pushing yourself through every single workout that hard.
If you're not trying to be a super heavyweight bodybuilder, then But to get past this point I'm at now, genetically, I've gone past my natural genetic point.
Yeah, they're just trying to push past
even
and
further.
way beyond what is naturally capable for any human. So remember, a lot of guys might watch this and say, oh, his form wasn't the best, because you know he's coming. We know he's coming. I mean, even before.
Yeah, but do they have a better back than me?
Well,
Probably not.
There you go, yeah. Well, we know he's coming, and I picked up on it as well, so I know the people are going to pick up on it.
Yeah.
But I just want to emphasize that when I say to people, because look, I'm always one of those guys who says, try and keep 3 or 4 reps in the tank. That's how, or as they call it, the new terminology, reps in reserve, as they call it. But the thing is, what I'm trying to do is completely different to what this guy's trying to do. Completely different. So you might look at that and think, well, hang on a minute. Faddy says, make sure all your reps look the same. But I am not pushing above and beyond my limits. No. I have looked exactly the same, Jace, for the past 10 years.
Yeah, and that's why.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's why. Whereas for me, if I got to progress, sometimes, right, I don't need to progress. That's the max weight you could do on here, right? Yeah. So the only way to progressive overload or progress in that is to get your form better. So I would get to a certain weight. Instead of getting heavier and heavier and heavier and risk hurting my joints, I will then get the reps better. So that is still progress.
Yeah, so you're just measuring progress in another way, because in bodybuilding,
it's about weight.
In bodybuilding, measuring progress is very linear. Yeah. In the sense where more reps, more
form.
weight.
Yeah, more form.
No.
All right,
they're the two common ones. As a coach, people say, oh, I got this many reps on this amount of weight. That is it. But there's so much more to it. Execution, intensity.
Or what you'll find is a lot of people follow this JP style, which is progressive overload on everything. Okay, so all they think is more weight, more weight, more weight. I'm doing 10 reps, I need to lift more weight with that 10 reps. Now I can lift more weight, and progressive overload. And yes, that works to agree, yes. But what is it doing to your joints? Look at the people that are doing only weight increases. Look at their physique. Are they blocky? Because normally, 9 times out of 10, the physique you're looking at that does that style of training, that always does compound, heavy movements, progresses every week, lifts beyond stupid amount of weight, look at their physique.
Trying to beat the logbook.
Look at their physique. Prime example is JP. Yeah. I mean, he's very knowledgeable. I'm not saying he's not, right? Yeah. He is where he is. He's one of the biggest names in bodybuilding.
I've always said he's one of the leading coaches.
But look at his physique. He doesn't have any detail. He doesn't have any deep lines. He just has mass. And I can look at somebody's physique and look at them.
Can I just say one thing, just to stop you there? I have not discussed JP with you at all, have you?
No.
So those people who follow me will know my opinions on JP. Are very similar to that.
Okay.
I respect him where it's due in terms of business and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as bodybuilding, physique building goes, I don't think he's able to do it to that point. We haven't even discussed this. This is just something that you've said.
I've been bodybuilding as long as he has. He was doing juniors when I was doing middleweight. Yeah. I've been doing it as long as him.
How old is he? He's a lot younger than me.
I think he's 36. He's near our age.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
He's a couple years younger than me.
So those people who think, listen, this guy was nowhere back in his, I've seen him pictures when I was in phenomenal shape from 16, 17-year-old. Yeah. These guys were geeks playing computer games. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So they might come on the scene new and he got popular very quick because down to him.
Because he does business, but he studied a lot of science around bodybuilding, which most people weren't at that time. Yeah. So he was leading from the front with the science. And great guy. I'm not putting anyone down.
No, we're not.
We're all got different angles, but the way I look at it, the physiques I want to be, and the way I could have done that style of just eating lots of food, training like an animal all the time. But my physique would look different than what it does now.
It'd have blown it out. It wouldn't have looked as aesthetic. Yeah,
I want to be like the Dexter Jacksons, the not so big, but just a pleasing, amazing physique. And I think I kind of do that on stage.
I've seen your pictures from what you definitely have that.
The round 3D look, the 3D look, but the appealing to the eye. And I don't find men attractive in any shape, way, or form. Yeah. But you have to.
Unless you're in Thailand.
But you have to. Look at the physique and you find it like that's what we're into bodybuilding. You think, wow, I want a physique like that. That's an amazing physique, yeah? And I look at it that perspective. And what I find are the best physiques in the world are the flex wheelers, the Phil Heaths.
Kevin Levrone for me, bro.
Kevin Levrone, very similar. The round muscle bellies.
Muscle bellies, amazing.
That's what makes me think, wow, I want to look like that. Yeah. And how do they train? Like me.
Yeah.
They don't train
very similar style,
4 reps, 6 reps. They don't do it.
I didn't see Kevin Levrone with a logbook ever. In fact, he took 6 months off. You know that?
Right, and there's genetic. He took 13 years off, and he came back and still done it.
Exactly.
I mean, he's a genetic god. It's totally different to me. Yeah. If I don't eat, like I was saying to Addy there, if I don't eat, I lose weight. I'm not genetically blessed. I'm not meant to be big. I have a small bone structure. I have to be so precise in my food. I'm not gifted like this guy, eat 2 meals a day and he looks, you know, in shape and holds muscle. I can't do it. If I don't eat, I just
He knows now, he knows. This is, a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people still don't believe me that I only eat 1 or 2 meals a day. You know now, bro.
And that's genetics.
He's with me now for a while, he knows.
That's genetics. If I miss, like, I'm eating 7,000 calories a day. This is what my diet is. If I eat 5,000, I lose weight. And 5,000 to most people is a surplus, right?
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
that's my diet right now.
Yeah, his diet. But he's
Yeah.
gaining weight on 5,000. But how much muscle you hold, the muscularity you hold, means you burn more calories. So the bigger you get, the more muscle you hold, the more calories your body has to need to even stay at that weight. So for me, as a not genetically big person, I have to work hard. I have to train hard. I have to eat hard. And if I don't, I lose weight. I'm not genetically gifted. People say to me from my career, yeah, but you're genetically gifted. Look at you. I'm like, no, mate.
Later, right?
No, mate. I work hard and I stick to the food. You're out there getting boozed up all the time. I'm eating my 6 meals a day solid every day. That's how I maintain and look good.
That's a full-time job eating. That's why I mentioned in another video earlier on, I said one of the reasons that I couldn't bodybuild full-time, it wasn't because the sleep was bang on.
Appetite,
The training was bang on. The gear was bang on. But it was the food. Soon as I pushed past meal, I could get to 4 meals. Soon as meal 5 was on the list,
you can't do it.
I looked at meal 5 and I thought, I can't do it. I have thrown so many meal 5s away, I could feed Africa. I kid you not. You know, I used to do meal prep. I used to cook all my meals, get everything ready. Soon as meal 5 came, I looked at meal 5 and I felt sick. Physically, I couldn't eat it.
To me,
and that's after GHRP 6, GHRP 2, MK 677. Everything there was for an appetite. Take it. I even went for a walk, half an hour walk, tried to just get that meal down. Impossible.
And that's why I say it's genetics. You are naturally a slimmer person. You're the different body type, the faster, burning more. You could eat loads but never get fat. I'm in the middle, so I can get fat and mesomorph, I think the name is, or I can get skinny. I can go both, right? Not skinny, but I can lose weight.
Your set point almost is going to be less lean than some guys.
Yeah, naturally, as I always say, when you're a kid, was you chubby, was you fat, or was you slim? I wasn't fat. I was a little bit chubby. So that shows my metabolism.
Skinny as hell.
And that's why it stayed with you. No, this is what I say genetically.
I've got muscle, but I'm naturally
skinny. In a way, sometimes it's a plus for you because you could stay lean and just eat loads of food, grow muscle only, and still stay ripped. Where
that has happened.
Yeah, for me, if I keep eating, I will store some body fat, so I can grow easier. Well, not easier, but still have to put the work in. But if I do diet and do cardio, I can get rid of the fat. Whereas the fat people type, I forget the name. Endomorph. For the endomorphs, they really struggle to burn fat. I mean, they put on mass easy. You'll see the body types, just the kind of powerlifter style, fat. They just don't. Some guys only have to feed them like, we have a friend that eats 4,000 calories. He's big. He grows on 4,000 calories. How he does that, I don't know.
Who's that?
Aaron, he comes here.
He was growing on like 3.5.
I mean, and he's like 4 stone heavier than me, and he grows on half the food that I'm on.
I mean, he's like 260.
So there we go. Everyone's different. So
but he struggles to lose body fat.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So he can grow easy, but he can't get super shredded. So there's always, this is what I say. I know we're going on about it a bit now, but you have to play to your strengths. Yeah, you can play to your strengths. You know, he can't force feed. I have to force feed, and some people don't. But everyone's different, is the point that we're making. Everybody's different, right?